Hi everyone, thanks for joining. Thanks for taking the time to listen in about. I just want to quickly keep it really short about profile strategy, which is a free tool, free solution which we had, a feature which we have for anyone where there is no credit card required. Need not pay anything. It's completely free for you to build your entire profile strategy here in this tool for EB1A, O1, or national interest waiver. If you want to create get some clarity on how to build your profile, which direction you need to take, here's a quick tool that will help you get things with getting things started. So with that, let me get to the tool. It's just one. So mostly if you are using the free version, a lot of these one will be disabled. You would not be able to use it because you're not a paid customer. But this one is free of cost, so you can go click this one and you can get started. So with that, let me get started. I already did a little bit of analysis over here, but I'll walk you through like completely how to get at least one workflow done, and once you complete it, how to build the entire strategy. Okay, so let's go here. So I just used EB1A founder uh, as a criteria, or probably as an experience, and try to create an impact story over here. But let me go back and then let me create this from beginning. So I'll just go here, I'll put Microsoft, which I work for, and then click begin. When I click begin, um, it starts a chat. So now you can start recording yourself over here. Can you describe your most important work or project on Microsoft? So since you started with Microsoft, it just understands that yes, it is about Microsoft. So it starts to ask questions about your Microsoft experience. So I'll just go share. um, Hey, I worked for Microsoft as a strategic solution specialist, where we had to work on multi-year Mac deals, which were complex for customers. We had to build a multi-tower, which is primarily cloud and AI infrastructure, cloud data and AI, modern work and security as a bundle, where there were $100 million plus opportunities, where for let's say 3 years or 5 years, we had to put in a strategic offering for the customer of how they will utilize, and as well as see how we can make some investments from Microsoft standpoint, because these are large customers. There would be a lot of negotiations happening, so we need to ensure that from Microsoft standpoint, we partner with them and make it success for the customer. So from a partnership standpoint, how we are going to orchestrate things for the customer. So it's like probably about 15 deals in a year, 100 plus million in terms of total value. I would be focused, and some of the critical deals would be like extreme economic impact for the customer. It will be a press release from Microsoft standpoint. It'll be like a big one. And I'll be part of a team, and there'll be at least like 20 people who will be working in that, but I'll be leading a lot of those efforts to ensure that the deal goes through to the final stages. From an architecture standpoint, what are we trying to position, how we are going to add value to the customer's priorities, and things of that nature. So here I just recorded, it took all the information. So it takes all the information and then asks you relevant questions on top of that. Can you share more about specific deals you led, including any challenges you faced, how you overcame them? So here again, I'll go on speak. Um, I would say like Comcast, where Comcast was having a big challenge, where Azure was had an outage before NBC had Oscars, so which was about to air, and it was a huge moment for Comcast, and they were panicked because Azure went down. Though it was not Microsoft mistakes, we tried to help the customer ensure that we would try to bring up certain specific instances of put in a proposal or a value add to the customer from Azure engineering direct standpoint, which would enable customers to be more proactive about some of the outages and plan things out. And as well as from Microsoft standpoint, we would ensure that we would be partnered and make it a success for the customer on critical events like the Oscars, or let's say some product from release, let's say for Apple, and so on and so forth. I'm just giving you some examples. Not necessarily these are like exact one, but any big moments, certain critical solutions like Azure Engineering Direct would ring fence and provide a team which will enable them. So this was a complex, unique situation, and we provided value, and I was part of architecting the value for that particular customer. Yeah, it was more back and forth between the customer and Microsoft team. Microsoft leadership was not ready to give away anything for free, and customer was like already unhappy about certain things that happened, which was not necessarily a Microsoft issue, but still, their instances were running on Azure, so we had to see how we can be more proactive and help the customer. So we want to partner with them and make it a success for them. So on that note, we tried to strike or put together a solution that would be that they would be able to try it out, and once the trial is successful, they will commit for a longer term, and as well as commit to the other Azure investments that they already promised, so that they grow with Microsoft and scale with Microsoft. So now that I have given so much information, now I'll be able to extract impact. So once I share all of this, hit the extract impact button. And when I hit the extract impact button, it will go through the analysis and share uh, an impact story of what it feels about all that we shared. So now that it says like, hey, from a summary standpoint, this is what you did. These are the industries or areas that you are touching upon from technology standpoint, telecommunication, data analytics, and these are the important key metrics because of the value that I try to provide, and it understands from the cloud infrastructure deals when I say $1 million, $100 million, and it's about 10 deals, 10 to 15 deals. So it then calculates what the overall value would be, and then job impact. So it then derives and comes up with numbers of how um, my impact would look like from a number standpoint. So it comes up with metrics. That's critical for you when you try to build a narrative for USCIS to understand. So here's an impact at glance, and then it then takes specific criterias where it would be applicable, which you can target for the impact that you're trying to make. Um, so judging, high salary, so on and so forth. So all of this, and then you can extract this as a PDF. When you click this, it will come out. You can save this as an extract, as an export, and then share that with your attorney, share that with your mentor who is mentoring you for EB1A, and you would be able to dive deeper of how you can build your profile further, because now with one story you are able to come up with um, more valuable information that would strengthen your profile and help you get in the right direction. So let's go back now to the session. So now that we have three different profile created, so I did the same for EBONA as a founder. I have the same kind of story. I'll go back. I have the same for Oracle. I did the same. Went through a lot of questions and answered many of them. It's a big one with a lot of information. So again, I extracted impact. So all of this is done. So now what it has is like individual impact stories. So you have three different impact stories for individually for Microsoft, EB1A as a founder and an Oracle. So each experience you can build and then go here and click combine impact. And then it will, what it will do is it will take all of this, the so it now takes three and then generate a combined analysis. So once you click combine analysis, now what it will take is like it will take key information from Microsoft, key information from EB1A, and build a complete profile strategy report, which now has everything in it, like which are the key skills that you need to take, which are the key, what are the metrics that you have. Um, so what are the top career strengths? What are the key metrics in terms of business value that you have provided? Skills radar, you have team leadership, innovation, technical depth, and then from a functional expertise breakdown, where you stand, customer engagement, entrepreneurship, data. So all of this, like let's say, look at this. You would not get entrepreneurship if you have not done, built a product and you're selling that particular product, or you have found a company or anything of that sort. So it will all vary and it will all be specific to your profile when you actually build one for yourself. So and then it will give you a direction like, hey, here these are the areas that you need to focus based on what you have shared so far. So you are a product developer, you are into engineering, you've also done a little bit of sales. So sales is like lesser when you compare to, because I've not done much of sales, I've been solutioning, working with customers, and done some analysis because I shared about where for the enterprise west in Oracle I was doing this. So in my Oracle analysis, it came out. So it will take out information only from what you share and then build an entire, um, you know, uh, this would be more critical. Your expertise, which one you need to target, how you want to build the narrative, start building the narrative, and then career-wide highlights, even a petition readiness, like where you stand, as in like just at a strategy level, like, hey, you have these things and then you need to focus on these priority criteria, and with that you will have a success. So impact at a glance. So all of this has to be highlighted when you are trying to when your attorney is trying to build a story for USCIS as a narrative. um, and again, this can be exported, export as a PDF. So now this one is like a complete package. You can now share this with your mentor and as well as your attorney to take this message and bake it into um, your profile building process. So yeah, please try this and see how it is. Let me know if you have any questions or if you have some suggestions of how you want to take this further, or what changes you would like to have in this particular tool or the feature, and how I can make things better for you. Looking forward to hear from you. And my email ID is founder at geteb1a.ai. Founder at geteb1a.ai. Please feel free to reach out. Looking forward to hearing from you. Thank you. Have a great day.